But Lord, if this was a test specifically placed in my path to test my joy, my resilience, my positivity, my words, did I pass? I was my best. And I feel like that has to count for something. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Kaelyn Ryan, and I am back again with another video. I feel like it's been a while since I've done a talking piece like this. I was in the midst of travel to Europe, to France, to Switzerland. What? I was doing all that, and then I came back, and then I moved. So that was its own process. And then once I moved, I had to unpack. And then once you unpack, you must organize. And then from that point, what is the decor and who's paying for it? This girl. So a lot of hours, a lot of working, a lot of stuff. And in the midst of all that, I created this project right here that if you have not seen it, it's my report on a street performer in Los Angeles named Sheriff Drummond, who has an amazing story. I enjoyed learning about his life, and I hope you will as well. So if you have not tapped in with that, do that right now. Okay, today's video is about passing the test. Did I pass the test? Long story made super short. I feel I experienced some sort of betrayal at work. As you guys know, in addition to being a journalist, I am a server. So a week prior to the day, I was told, hey, we have some attorneys coming in, a party of 30. You're gonna have to stay later than you usually do because I'm usually only mornings, so I don't see that nighttime. But you're gonna stay later, but here, take an extra break. The party is not only all yours, but there is a 20% gratuity tacked onto it. And what is the minimum? $1,000 spending minimum. Therefore, I was literally about to just walk into $200 just for that portion of time, whether it be 2 to 3 hours. You do the math. 200 divided by 3 or 200 divided by 2. That's great. Okay, so I'm like, yes, I'm working my shift. I'm doing my 1-2. And then I've forgiven him. So I'm speaking from a point of what I've learned since then. But my manager friend, who I absolutely love, he decided he wanted to, I guess, change things up. The argument was apparently that one server should not be responsible for that many people. Mind you, I won't toot my own horn too much, but on certain things, I know I am more than capable. I am a great server. It's just what it is. I'm not even gonna mince words with that one. I've handled a party of 45 on that same patio. I've handled a full section where there's up to like 10, 15 tables allotted to me at one time, and each table nearly has 2 to 5 people on it at the same time. You do the math on that. I can handle 30 people, especially when I'm only focused on them. We're on a secluded area. It's just us. Look at us. It's us, okay? Not me jumping around, worrying about them, worrying about the next, worrying about them, going back inside. No, this is me. This is us. I'm here for you guys. So I thought, and then my other manager let me know, hey, so basically all that we planned and all that was great and all that was set up for you to win and walk into money. Mind you, I would have been a great server regardless, but I'm knowing I'm walking into money as well. Like, look at God. Look at you, thank you, thank you. And he was like, yeah, that's no longer due to such and such saying, what the what? I said, huh? Excuse me? So I was projected in my mind to make upwards of $400 in tips that day, potentially $200 from just my overall shift, those 6 hours, and then another $200 for the last 2 hours of my time, not including my hourly. It was going to be a great day. It was still lucrative, it just was not what it should have been. I struggled greatly with bouncing back. every time I saw the manager who I feel stole money from me in a sense by forcing me to now have to do the party with someone else. I now have to do the party with another person when that was not the plan. The plan was for the servers inside to focus on their section and to specifically bring me on so that I can focus only on that party. And now, if the argument is, oh, 30 people's too much for one person, which is very random, but okay, if that's the argument for right now, the person who I ended up on the party with had a full section, 2 separate parties of 11 people, booths filled up with people, and then half of my party. I think she was over capacity. I think she was well over 30 people. To my point, why did you infringe upon the plan? So again, since then, I'm healed, I'm happy, I'm refreshed. But that day, y'all, I've had some days, you know, we're human. I've had some days where it's like, dang it, I'm just in a little rut. In recent days, in recent times, I have not struggled to this degree with shaking it off. I was like, how could you just come out of nowhere? It was already planned before you got here. It was approved by the boss's boss. Everything was great, squared away. I'm staying late because of this. I don't be here. I already worked a full shift. I blah, 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 blah. The money was mine. Okay. And you're my friend and you just took it. And then what added insult to injury was whether he knew he did it or not. I'm under the impression he knew because he walked around kind of with a guilty conscience. He never addressed me. He never addressed that he took money out of my pocket and that he stole from me is how I felt. Just kept avoiding the point and avoiding me throughout the shift. And the boss's boss who approved it and now approved it now being taken from me all out of nowhere. He's nowhere to be found either. You guys are hiding. Why? What can I do to you more than what you've done to me? So I was trying not to have a bad attitude. Man, y'all, that was a shift. I was struggling, and I've never struggled that hard to get over something. An injustice. People have done things at the job, things are unfair, blah, blah. You have your moment, you make being your quiet time with God, but at some point I shake it off. Because, okay, this one felt like a direct attack. Pow, right to my head and my heart. I couldn't stop thinking about it, and my heart was broken. I didn't understand why it was being done to me. And I was like, Lord, I bind the emotions of happiness, joy, contentment, forgiveness to me. And I loose all spirits of depression, anger, revenge, vengeance, any of this, Lord God. I'm like decreeing, declaring. I'm serving tables, busting tables, cleaning off tables. Whole time I'm like, you got this. You're good. Today is still gonna be a good day. You got this, you got this, you got this. I didn't have it. It had me. I couldn't fake it. I'm always chipper and smiling like this, and I didn't turn to the other side of the spectrum and become rude and irreverent and disrespectful. I never even challenged the managers. You guys don't want to bring it up to me and discuss what you took from me? No problem. You're hiding, in my opinion. So that speaks volumes in itself, because you know I didn't deserve that. And you know I only stayed this late for that. So now I'm here closer to 10 p.m. making pennies on a dollar. And I'm not going to go into details of how it breaks down in the server world, but basically it didn't add up. I could have gone home. It would have made sense had I been able to keep the party just as it was promised to me the week prior. So I say all that to say, I battled so much with my emotions, and it doubled down worse because I felt like, dang it, Lord, not only was I not able to dig myself up out of this, if this was a test, did I fail? I'm like, all right, you know what? It's bad enough. What I was feeling, it's bad enough. It's bad enough. It's bad enough that I feel like they're hiding from me. It's bad enough that I think that they know what they did. It's bad enough. But Lord, if this was a test, specifically placed in my path to test my joy, my resilience, my positivity, my words, did I pass? I was never outwardly negative. I just had a disposition about myself where I was just on the clock, here to do what I said I was going to do, and I'm ready to go when I'm ready to go. So all that kiki, ha ha, I don't have it, and I don't have to fake it. I don't have to force it. Just like you didn't have to do what you did, I ain't gotta do this either. So we all doing what we don't need to do and doing what we need to do. So yeah, I was like, Lord, did I fail? So that was a whole nother situation. Then said manager at the very end comes up to me and just helping me, do whatever I need to do to get off the clock. And it's like, are you mad at me? I said, He was like, I said, let's just do this another day. Respectfully, I would just like to go home. He's like, wait a minute, wait. Is there actually a problem? Like, is there like a problem? Because if there's a problem, I didn't know. And I was like, I have a hard time. I said, I'm not calling you a liar, but I have a hard time believing that you don't know what would have potentially made me feel this way. And then I said, I want to give you the benefit of the doubt. If somehow you really don't know, even though I feel like for the past 6-7 hours that you've been avoiding me because of what you did, that you really don't know what you did, then let's again talk another day, because you don't deserve the wrath of what I feel based off of what I think happened, if you really in fact were not involved in that. Which I knew he was, and you did it to me. So I had to leave and steamrolling over some details. I'm all sad. I come back because I realized I need to give the girl that I worked on the party with more money. I'm like, wait, she didn't get all her money. I don't care what's going on. Fair is fair. I'm like, let me spin the block. I did not mean to not get her money. I'm like, girl, here, take your money. Like, this is what she's like, oh my God, thank you for coming back. I'm like, no, girl. Mind you, she was completely overwhelmed and felt as if the party should have just been mine anyway. She's like, why didn't they just put you on the party by yourself? I was like, yeah, I know. She's like, I feel so bad that you're out here by yourself. I feel like they barely even see me. Oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know why they have me on this party with you. Yeah, exactly, because I was supposed to be on the party by myself. Yeah, but she's not the enemy. She didn't do nothing. So what we do, we were a team. I come back, he's like, did you see my text? I'm like, you text me. And then I look later on, and he apologizes profusely for what he did. Mind you, I love this guy a lot. Like, he's gonna be at my wedding type of thing. Like, love him, known him forever. But I was hurt. I was very, very, very hurt. And I don't think I've been that hurt in a while. So I was like, oh my gosh, emotions. So yeah, then I called my sister, I was crying. She talked me through it. Did I honor you to the best of my ability, given the circumstances I was put under? Given the injustice, given what I feel was stolen from me, did I still in some way make you proud? Or was this all a complete wash? And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My sister and my mom, they gave me great advice about it. And ultimately, my mom made an amazing point. She says that the Bible calls us to be angry and sin not. She's like, you weren't rude, you didn't sin, you still did your job, you weren't disrespectful. You can't help being angry, that's a true emotion, and you tried. But the key is that the sin not portion of it. And I never was disrespectful to him when he was speaking to me. Anytime he decided to start and pull out some small talk throughout the shift, knowing what we both knew, I was still, oh yeah, that little kitty cake, that's really pretty. Yeah, she looks really pretty. It's I'm like, because I love you still, but I don't know why you did that to me. So I'm trying to not do what I feel was done to me, because these are all the scriptures that have to do with vengeance and the Lord being our vindicator. And it's not on me to figure things out. And this is just an encourager. It's a story time, but also an encourager that we're not perfect. Emotions are real, we're not responsible for what people do to us. We're responsible for our reaction. My reaction inwardly, oh, I was fuming, on fire. What I gave off to my guests, the people that I was working with, my coworkers, and even the people that I feel committed the crime, I was my best. And I feel like that has to count for something. Yeah. So I appreciate the process of that. And if nothing, I learned that I learned to give myself more grace when I don't jump out of an emotion as quickly as I would like to, because I'm so positive and I'm so optimistic and but it's like to the point where it's like, okay, well, it's not flowing like it usually is. And I was in my word that morning. It wasn't due to a lack of closeness to the Lord. It just was simply what I felt was wronged. I was wronged. Yeah. This video is a reminder to give yourself permission to feel, but also to hold yourself accountable to how you respond to the situation or the person. You know, especially in this case, I love him. That's my friend. Like, he's my manager, but I see him as someone that if I were to leave the job next month, he is forever a part of my life. Forever. I already decided that. What? So you still owe people grace, because that wasn't the only thing he's done to me. He's been an amazing person this whole journey. So I don't want to hold him to the fire. And that's why I didn't handle him. Like, why did you do that? Because that's still my friend. That's still my friend. So be kind to others, be kind to yourself, allow yourself to feel, and don't kick yourself for not shaking it as quickly as you would like. Because God knows I was trying for like 6 hours. Every time the hour would elapse, I'm like, Lord, I am still not okay. I am not okay. So, and that's okay. All right. That about wraps up this video. Please comment below your thoughts on this topic. Have you been tried and tested and felt as if you may have failed the test because you couldn't get over a situation? Or do you have any tips on how to get yourself out of your emotions quicker? Because I would have loved to know a little bit more than what I knew at the moment, or what I was able to apply. Remember that Jesus loves you. He's not after perfection. He's after our heart. He's not after us faking it. There was no reason to hide that I wasn't okay from the Lord, because he knew it. He knows me. He's in me. So don't run from the Father, except run to the Father, especially when you feel wronged, when you're hurt, when you're angry, and when you're sad. The enemy would love for you to believe that that's when you run away from the Father, that you've done something wrong, that God doesn't know what to do with you in this state. No. When we're made weak is when he's made strong. When we're aware that our strength ends is where his strength begins. So just rely on the Father. Give yourself grace, and yeah. Remember that Jesus loves you and I love you, and I pray you have an amazing day.